Well, our third guest today that we've got is Marilyn Hubner. Now, Marilyn Hubner is from the National Safety Council of Australia. She is the Workplace Learning and Development Specialist, and she's also working on her PhD on investigating attitudes and perceptions of construction workers towards safety training. So we're chatting to her today about how to improve safety training. Welcome, Marilyn. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Now, you do a lot of safety training at organisations. What are the issues that you have found with engaging trainees?
I think that the guys and the girls that are coming into the training room, they need to have that training to be relevant to them. They need to know right from the start exactly why they're there and what they're going to learn and what the benefit of learning something new is. I think all too often our managers just send people to training for the sake of training or to tick the legislative box, and the workers who are coming to the training session don't really understand that. So the engagement has to start right from the start in understanding.
Now, talk to us about optimism bias and how this affects safety training.
All right, so this is a perception that's come about in safety where a person has the perception that an accident is more likely to happen to somebody else within their workplace than it will to them. So if everybody in the workplace thinks that they're safe, it's the other people that are going to get hurt. So when they come into a training session that's about how to be safer, they already think that they're safe at what they do, so they're switched off to the training. So it makes it really difficult to engage them.
And what can companies do to better engage staff with training?
Well, I think the most important thing is to make sure that the training is customised to the staff, that the staff have some sort of input in how it's going to be run and when it's going to be run. And also that any case studies or workshops or examples are relevant to individual tasks, or at least if it can't be the task, it can be the industry that they're working in.
And what would you say are the advantages of a customised training video over an off-the-shelf training video?
Well, we use lots of videos in our training, and it's a great way to get people to rest from listening to a facilitator and, get their mind relaxed or moving it on to something else. So having generic training on a video is just as bad as having generic training when you're listening to it. If what you're watching on the television isn't something you like, isn't something that you think you need, or has got nothing to do with your industry or your work, then the video is not going to be any use as a training tool. So I would seriously encourage workers and organisations to get out there and invest in their own customised videos that they can use for inductions, they can use for refresher training, or if they have the technology, they can have these types of videos streaming, I should say, all the time within the workplace that's promoting that safety behaviour constantly.
So to sum it all up, what would you say are the main points a safety manager needs to cover before starting a safety training program?
Well, I think that the first point is that they need to make sure that they understand why they're having training. What's that need for training? What do we want to get out of training? And what are people going to learn? If you start with that already in place, then you have to have a customised training program. An off-the-shelf program is not going to work, because the trainers or the participants will come into the classroom and they'll go, this has got nothing to do with me, so I'm not going to listen. Our brains don't want to listen to something that we're not interested in. So if we make it relevant, then they'll be more likely to retain the information, which means they'll be more likely to actually show those behaviours in the workplace and be safer.
Great, wonderful. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Marilyn. I'm sure everyone got a lot out of that. I know that I did. So that's it from Marilyn. So thank you very much for your time.